Hey there. Hey there, friends. Welcome. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday. It's approximately 11 a.m. Eastern Time Pacific. I'm, of course, perusing through TikTok because I'm a mindless consumer. This is what TikTok has made me. It's made me into a member of their hive mind. I'm no longer a member of society. I'm no longer an active member of society, rather, which you could argue that I really wasn't an active member of society to begin with as a magician. But welcome to the sinking ship that is this channel. I was just getting into an argument with an individual about trypophobia on TikTok. I tend to argue back and forth on TikTok with randos because what else am I doing with my life other than making magic videos, right? So might as well have another level of excitement in arguing with individuals about trypophobia, which is, by the way, not real. If you're not familiar with this made-up disease, it's the irrational fear of tiny holes put together. It's not a real thing. It's something that was made up on the internet, and people think that it's somehow real because they feel uncomfortable looking at tiny holes. Everybody feels uncomfortable looking at little tiny holes together, right? It's not a big deal. You're not special because you're afraid or you feel uncomfortable when you're looking at all these little holes. It's normal, right? But people labeled it as trypophobia, and now they think they're special. But welcome to the sinking ship that is this channel. I've mentioned it many times. We're on the Titanic. I say we, even though really it's my ship and I'm running it by myself, but it's still a sinking ship nevertheless. Charo Magic says, can I please find a tutorial for the Royal Flush production? I don't know where I put it, to be honest. I'm not sure where I put it, but I know it's somewhere. It's somewhere on the channel. I hate that I have to call things based on clickbait titles and not what they are on YouTube to try to get them sweet, sweet views. But if I find it, I'll make a little bit of a community post and you can learn it. But it's not hard. You're just doing a couple swing cuts. You could kind of backtrack it and figure it out. The only hard part is you're doing a swivel cut and you're putting your finger there to hold it. So you're putting your finger there to hold that first card. But you could kind of I was going to say back trace it, but that'll make me sound like I'm one of these boomers talking about the internet. Hey, why don't you backtrace that comment? Jesus, I want to do stuff to myself. We have an action-packed show. We're going to talk about several things, right? I tend to do these. I want to do these more often, right? I want to do these more often, but I feel like I'd probably burn myself out, as terrible as that sounds. So I think once a week so far is pretty decent. Maybe if I ever get a Daniel, if I ever get another Daniel, or Daniel decides to, I don't know, want to do another fucking ham radio, I might do them more often. Let's see. Michael Patterson says, hey, Piggy, greetings from MD 2020 land, right? I haven't had one of those. I say I haven't had one of those, but I believe having the equivalent, which is the Four Loko, is the same thing, right? It's the same exact thing as having one of those. But, I've tend to stick to Budweiser as of late. And doing maybe 20 of those as opposed to the hard drinks. But I'm also trying to be a good boy. I say that even though my friend keeps hitting me up at 11 to noon and says, hey, man, you want to grab some beers? So I've been doing that fairly frequently. And we go to a German pub and have some beers. German beer, by the way, it's a thing in and of itself, right? Because if you have German beer, you never have normal sizes. I don't understand what their sizes are. It's the size of your face, and then that's the smallest size. So you have the equivalent of your skull in beer size, and then you could only get bigger beer from that. They even have it to the point where they have the boot, which is an entire glass boot that you consume full of beer. That has to be terrible for you. And there's no way you're going to consume that to the point where by the time you're halfway through, the beer's going to be piss warm. So no, thank you. By the way, the next Sponge Ding Dong video, that's funny. I've realized, by the way, that I've done myself a terrible disservice by continually posting SpongeBall videos, literally SpongeBall video memes. Now, a lot of people that have left comments on that tend to be a little bit negative, right? But here's the thing. I'm not making it for you. Right? I'm making those videos, and I hate to have to explain a fucking joke. That's the worst part about making fucking jokes, is that when people don't understand my level of humor, all right, which is quite substantial, I have to explain it, and then it kind of ruins it. But I feel like I have to, right? I'm not making the jokes for people that are subscribed to the channel and are aware of the style of content that you're going to have when you click on your boy Piggy's videos. I'm making the videos for the explore page, right? If you're mindlessly scrolling through and you happen to see the video, that's what I'm making the video for. So somebody's mindlessly scrolling through YouTube or TikTok or whatever the fuck, and they see a video, oh, wow, this is interesting. And then you get ding-donged. You get ding-donged. That's my my reasoning for making those videos. Some people don't get that. Some people go, "Whoa, dude, this is great. Why are you doing this so often, dude? You've really fucking thrown the joke on the floor." Yeah, I know. That's the point. I'm doing it so people that keep getting hooked and watching the video then get ding donged. I'm not making it for you. Okay, so maybe you should check your ego, check your privilege, be better.
Be better. Be better.
Again, my favorite video, I believe on Father's Day. Could you imagine Michelle Obama and Oprah on Father's Day telling you to be better as a man? Ugh, my goodness. Mr. Jinx says, hey, Piggy. Let's see. Char also says, by the way, I'm sub to the Piggy Magic Academy, and it's one of the best investments. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I keep getting rave reviews all around. I'm glad you're part of it. I make enough content there that you'll never be able to go through it if you, unless you're crazy. And some people have seen pretty much all the videos there. But I really do appreciate that. And I'm glad you're learning some stuff, man. I'm glad you're learning some stuff. Oddly enough, this is rare. This is rare, especially here. When I go to conventions and when I've been to conventions, obviously people say, hey, man, hey, PigCake. And Blackpool's crazy because I kept getting recognized and kept getting drinks, which was a massive increase to my ego, a massive inflation to my ego. But I was at Chick-fil-A and somebody said, hey, man, are you PigCake? I go, yeah, it's me. I go, yeah, I thought I recognized you at a Chick-fil-A, Miami, Florida. It's a very rare occurrence. It's only happened one other time. One other time here where somebody recognized me, but somebody was in the line. And of course, I'm curious, right? I'm curious. I'm always sort of curious as to how it is that people found my stuff. And he goes, oh, hey, I saw you're a fan of magic. And he goes, no, I just liked doing card tricks and came across your stuff like a couple years ago, right? Which tends to be the pattern. I find that tends to be the pattern whenever I run into people or people that recognize my shit is that they go, oh, no, I used to be into card magic. I used to be into tricks and magic, and now I found something else better. Like that tends to be the case, which is really funny. But this was the same with this particular individual on the line. I go, oh, so you've been doing magic for a bit? He goes, no. I just, I had a passive interest. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you recognize me. Here's my Instagram. If you ever get back on the wagon, just let me know because you have a Miami buddy. You have a buddy here in the 305 that's good with magic that could teach you the ways, my friend. After going to that Joshua J lecture and seeing the environment of magicians that happen to live in my vicinity, not enthused by the quality. The average age is dead. I think I've mentioned this before here in my hometown. The magic scene is really barren, unfortunately. When you go to Orlando, you would think, Orlando has Disney, has all these fun amusement rides. Also pretty barren. You have the World Great Magic Hall, which I believe Xavier and Caramel, two good buddies of mine, have talked about extensively. They visited it, I think, for a video with Blaze Sarah back in the day, and I visited that place just on a whim. I think I've talked about that experience on ham radio as well as here, and it was hysterical. So that's the magic scene down here. It's pretty rough, I gotta say. From my understanding, in the 80s, it was popping. It was fucking popping. We had Mentalists here. Miami Beach was going off. Now it's no longer the case. That's no longer the case. So anytime I see someone that has shared interests, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I met a guy a couple years back that, as a matter of fact, he hooked me up with, I don't want to, I guess, out him, but he hooked me up, helping me with my my cast when I got hit by a car. And he was a magician, right? He showed me some cool stuff. He murdered my brain with this Out of This Universe by Harry Lorraine. But it's rare. It's rare to find good magicians here. And he was the only one, pretty much. I've also recounted the first story of a magic show that I've ever been to, which was here in Miami Beach. Well, not here. Miami Beach is a separate city. But the worst magic show I've ever been to. You could find that video on the tubes. But it's interesting to get recognized because it's an odd thing. It's an odd thing because it's such a niche. You guys are such a niche group of people. You're people that aren't necessarily offended by penis jokes, and also not necessarily offended by jokes to do with race, and you're magicians. That's rare. Usually you have the opposite. You have people that are overly offended with dick jokes and race jokes. And those are the standard demographic of magicians. As we're going to see in a little bit, one of the things that we're going to talk about is a post that I saw on the Magicians Only Facebook page, which is pretty. I mean, I agree. I'll agree. Spoiler alert. I agree with the content. But usually you have magicians that are overly offended, and that's not you guys. You guys live on the cesspool. I'm here in the swamp. That's where I thrive, in the muck with you guys. So it's odd to see in public. Rick Holcomb, Coin Magic. I'm glad you put your tag there because you are in fact a Coin Magic god. Coin Magic God. You say don't do that sponge ding dong down in Key West. I think I have it here. I had to glue it. I see the sponge ding dong. The balls were falling off, so I had to glue it back into place because I'm too cheap and I don't want to wait for it. I got it from Wish.com and it took about a month to get here. I don't want to wait another month for a sponge ding dong. Although, because I'm a retard, I should order it now so that in a month's time I have a couple sponge ding dongs. But I think by then the novelty will wear thin. But again, the videos aren't meant for people that are aware of PigCake. They're meant for people that are just mindlessly scrolling through videos, consuming, right? The average consumer, and then they happen to get ding donged, right? As a matter of fact, the next one that I'm going to post today is a straight up ding dong troll, right? So that's who I'm focusing on. I'm not focusing on people that are aware of the content. That's a waste of time. You guys already know. You guys already know that. But you're right, Key West. Or Miami Beach, believe it or not. Miami Beach is another big spot where if I do that, I'm probably going to get laid. And not in a way that I want. Not in a way that I want. But Key West is also one of those. I haven't been there for years. I think 6 years I haven't been in Key West. And I didn't drink then. So imagine going to Key West, right, for a couple of days and not drinking. What a great life I lived, right? Speaking of that, the title of this particular episode is 5-inch shorts, 5-inch inseam shorts. Now, I've recently been shopping for shorts, right? I've had a hard time looking for shorts because of the seam, right? You have several options for seams, and there's certain rules that you want to abide by when you're buying clothing of that variety, and that is you don't want to go too long and you don't want to go too short. And I found that 5 is somewhat the most reasonable for my legs. I have short legs. I'm a short man. However, I've seen a fashion trend, a push towards men wearing 3-inch inseam shorts. Grown men wearing 3-inch inseam shorts. I don't know if this is prevalent in your area. As a matter of fact, I'll show you mine in a little bit. But look at this. Let me show you this here. This is becoming oddly common, especially down here, oddly common. And this is usually accompanied by a longer shirt. So dudes around me I've seen are wearing 3-inch inseam shorts where you essentially almost see their dong, their ding dong. This is becoming extraordinarily common. And I've noticed this because whenever I've been shopping for shorts, on the men's section, I see more of this than reasonable shorts. So let's go here. Let's check this out here, right? So look at this. Let's see if I could actually put this here, right? Hopefully I'm not going to flash my bulge because I have been sitting down, right? But look at this. This is reasonable, right? You got 5-inch. You got 5-inch shorts here, right? Reasonable. Look at that. You got some mobility, especially for walking. This is kind of where you want to be, right? I think it's all right. Maybe if you had a 7-inch, which would come here right above the knee, that's okay. That's good. That's decent. But this is all right, right? I think this is the absolute maximum you could have. That's absolutely short. And I think even this might be a little bit too short. But 7, 5, 3 would be up to here. 3 would be up to here on my thigh, which is absolutely disgusting. As a man, nobody should see your leg like that unless they're in a sexual context. And my friend, when I'm in the store, That's not a sexual context, okay? I don't want to be at Publix seeing your bulge with your oversized Nike shirt and your 3-inch inseam shorts. 5 inches is the max, and that's for someone that has short legs. If you have long legs, 7-inch, hard cut, right? 3-inch. Jesus, 3-inch. I wouldn't let my daughter, when she inevitably shoots out of my future wife, when I inevitably quit magic and I become attractive to the opposite sex, I wouldn't let her leave the house in 5-inch shorts. So what makes you think that you as a man should be able to wear 3-inch shorts in public? My goodness, what a fucking terrible fashion trend we find ourselves in. Just look at this. I mean, I hate to go back to this, but I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one. These are girl shorts. These are shorts for females, right? They're shorts that I would like to see on a female. But you what is this right here? What's this? This guy's walking around. This guy's walking around, and I'm looking at him, right? I'm forced to see him with his 3-inch shorts. And then this tends to be the, let's see if I could cut through here. This right here is the trend, right? So you have a kind of a longish shirt. You have girl shorts and then sneakers. Am I getting old? Am I an old man screaming at a cloud? Right? I feel like I am. But be better, guys. Be better. Seriously. Be
better. Be better.
Be better. Listen to Michelle Obama. Listen to the overlords of Oprah telling you to be better, right? Ben Shapiro, I keep reminding you that I'm in love with your sister, and I hate that she has a child now. But you say ding dong or bing bong. Clever, right? Bing bong. I need to change them. I haven't changed them. I'm waiting for fucking Daniel to give me the stream deck that we got for ham radio. But every time he comes down here, he fucking forgets. So here it says, what's your opinion on guys like Daniel Fernandez doing magic to get girls? You know what? That's funny. That's going to be a topic we're going to get into in a little bit here, because I'm going to talk about a particular thread on the Magicians Only Facebook that I saw that, as a matter of fact, I wrote it down here, magicians being creepy. So it's almost like you knew what I was going to do, Charo Magic. I don't like that. I don't like you Peter Turnering me. Let's see. If I can't find your card, I get your number. Tee-hee. Please don't do that, says Michael Lawrence. That's the spoiler. I agree. But 5-inch shorts, that's definitely the limit. I wrote that down to myself because I couldn't help but notice that. And now that I'm in the shorts market, just ordered some. I want to make sure that other people are aware of this disgusting fashion trend if you happen to be buying. And in Miami, you have to. Right now, I know we're hitting up fall, right? And some people might be thinking, oh, you need to be busting out your winter clothes. I am. This is winter clothes in Miami, Florida. We don't have winters. It's slightly colder. When it hits 75 degrees, people start busting out their Gore-Tex and their boots because they think it's freezing at 75 degrees here. But 3-inch shorts overwhelm the other shorts that I've seen, and it's a negative fashion trend that I hope we could put a cap on as people with penises. But yeah, no, let's just cut to it, right? Let's just cut to the topic here. So I saw a post on Magicians Only, right, which is a Facebook page. I tend to peruse it every once in a while, especially when I want to make content, because what tends to happen is that I'll go through the page, and within seconds, I already have something that makes me upset, angry, something that really grinds my gears. And this one was on a particular post by an individual named Sean Boone, who I believe is a Piggy fan, right? He's a member of the PigCake cunt community. Jesus, that was pathetic. Cunt community. And he puts a post in reference to a trick by Greg Rostami called Realist. Now, Realist is, I hate to be virgin-y here. I apologize. But Realist is a trick that's very similar to another thing called Mental Forcing Bag. Right now, Mental Forcing Bag was an app. As a matter of fact, now that I'm part of Team iPhone, right here, let me see if I could do this with Tina Belcher as my wallpaper. Actually, wait, no, let me switch it, because this is what iPhones do. They let you switch the wallpapers. As another Tina Belcher, because I'm a word that I can't say anymore. I need to get Mental Forcing Bag again. But it's a great app. You have a participant name a number. You show them a list on your Notes app. Very fair. Everything is very clean. You don't do anything sketchy. You do it in front of them. But you swipe to your phone app or your Notes app, and on your Notes app you have a list, and corresponding to that number, there's the force. You could force them anything you want. Realist by Greg Rostami is the same thing, but online. You have an online service that does that. Greg Rostami is a genius. His group, his team, second to none when it comes to coming up with these magic apps. Of course, you have other ones. Mark Kirstein, who's tremendous when it comes to making magic apps, which, by the way, now that I have an iPhone, I should be partaking in these apps for the first time because I haven't had the ability to do so on Android. But as far as Realist, it lets you force things online. So the app in question was Realist, and the person was making a comment on, was making a commentary on this particular post. Let me actually see if I could scroll in here. I actually had to do this on Chrome because I didn't want to log in on Edge, right? This is something that I've been doing here on the streams, unfortunately. Did I fucking skip it? No, okay. Okay, all right. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. Look at that, my friends. Smooth transitions, right? You guys should, man. We've come a long way. We've come a long way here on the channel. But this is the post in question, right? Magicians only. We see the Facebook group here. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Using a force to solicit a kiss from a participant in a routine. My thought, out of order, should not be done. But a realist user is sharing it as an idea, and apparently 100 and things before you die. Kiss a magician. The desperation. To me, it's weird, creepy, and absolutely a misuse of a force to gain unsolicited intimacy for the sake of a laugh from the audience with no thought for the participant. Want to force a kiss? Here's a bucket list of 100 things you need to do before you die. Just do the forced one now. There's nothing gayer to me. And I know I'm using that word as some people might not like the use of that word, right? Oh, gay. Oh. No, listen, all right? I'm using it in a middle school context, okay? Come on, grow up, be better, all right? I can't do it because I don't have it set up for this particular screen. But how gay is that? To go, hey, you have to do a bucket list. So pick a number, 14? My favorite age. All right, great. Look what it says. We have a list of bucket list items. Number 1, go to Paris. Number 2, do a magic show. Oh, look, number 14 it says kiss a magician. Come on. Ill, right? That's gross. That's disgusting. Although I realized that joke when I was doing an any card, any number in Blackpool. They recorded me, and I made that joke because the guy said 17. And I go, 17? Like my favorite age. Which was a joke, right? That's a joke. And it came across like a wet fart in church. So I've used that joke before in performance, unfortunately. But I present it here as an example of what you should not do. All right? Don't do that. That's a terrible time to make a joke. So here is also a terrible time to elicit a fucking kiss from someone. How terrible is this, right? So this particular individual disagrees, Sean Boone, which I agree, it's gross. Let's see what the comments say, because here we have the potential for a mixed bag. Right, let's go back here. We have the potential for a mixed bag here because magicians, 50-50, right? I think it's 50-50. You have 50% chance that magicians are going to find this gross. You have a 50% chance that magicians are going to go, add that to my next set. So we have a crapshoot when it comes to magicians here on this particular page. We have magicians only. So you know the type of person that peruses the magicians only. Larry Isley says magicians only, the world's loneliest dating app. Yes, and if you're looking for females on that app, it's pretty barren. As a matter of fact, you might find yourself in a Crocodile Dundee-like situation if you catch my drift, if you try dating on the Magicians Only Facebook page. So hopefully that's a reference that goes over most of your heads, and some of you guys will chuckle. But that's what you're going to get with Magicians Only. So let's actually take a look at the comments here. I forgot which is the shortcut. Okay. It's a little dark here, right? I just changed light bulbs because the other one broke because I'm an idiot. So I don't know how this looks. But let's take a look. Oh, God. Thank you, YouTube. Sorry. I had to refresh this here. But let's take a look at the comments, right? So here it says 100%. I was horrified by the post when I saw it. This is a joke. Of course, he's reiterating the fact that it's not a joke. I'm in total agreement with your statement. Very slimy. That's creepy. Here's what I love, by the way, right? So you already have the groups going, yeah, this is gross. You know, when you get to more than two sentences, that the person's going to go, but I mean, in the right context, which is what happens here. Is it inappropriate? Yes. Is there a time and place to be inappropriate? Also, yes. Mind you, this is coming from me, who's always inappropriate. But the trouble is that people don't know when that time is. The question is, if you have the question, if it is, it isn't. Okay, I agree. Okay, I thought I was going to disagree with that point, but, I agree. There is a time to be inappropriate, right? As you will find, there's always a context for certain things. But most people don't know when that time is, which is an excellent point, because some people assume that time is always. Some people assume, like me. But then again, it's me, right? Look at me. You want to be this, right? Do you want to be this? And some people are just gross magicians that think that they could get away with it because they're dapper and suave. I want to throw up at the thought of that. So here we have, if you have to question it, it isn't. So that's a great bit of advice there. Chris Marzadosian says, I agreed. If you're at a gig or anything you're hired for, don't do it. But if you're out at a local pub with some friends and you meet a woman and you hit it off and you're showing her magic, then that is an appropriate setting. She's reciprocating, of course. Well, I think that if you're out at a bar with friends and you're showing a woman magic, you're already setting yourself up for 9/12, right? Which is actually coming up. 9 September, 9/12, the sequel, right? Tyler Couch says some people are just stupid. In the right time and place, the right character could probably get away with it in the right audience. But then again, I look at the magic clubs and realize how many people will think they're the right character, and how creepy if, Jesus, I feel dyslexic today. How many people think they're the right character, and how creepy and disgusting it would end up being. Okay, it wasn't just me. That sentence was constructed stupidly, but the point is still strong, right? What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with this? I don't know what the PigCake community has to say about this, but I think you guys tend to maybe agree with the side of this being disgusting. Let's see. In my younger days, I did the kiss on the cheek gag. You know what? I think that's always been a disgusting gag, especially Murdered by Chris Angel. Murdered by Chris Angel. I've heard it through the pipeline, right, as a little bit of a fun little bit of gossip that Chris Angel used to do this trick. And just imagine how gross this has to be. But he used to do a trick where he would make a ring vanish and then sneak the ring in his mouth. And then he would make out with a member of the audience and use his tongue to sneak the ring in their mouth. So after the ring would vanish, he would make out with them, and the ring would reappear inside of their mouth. And a means to do this, which I don't believe was in Tarbell, is by using your tongue to push the ring in their mouth. And this is a move that would frequently be done in clubs, right? And just imagine Chris Angel with his wide mouth and his straightened black hair, right? Reminiscent of being in some sort of cover band of like a 80s, I was going to say rape band, right? Which would be appropriate. I would have to use a stooge. That's hysterical. But yeah, so that's the far extreme of the creepiness factor when it comes to these tricks to try to get kisses from members of the opposite or same sex when doing card tricks. Come on. Let's see this thread, though. Let's finish this particular thread off. We have Marilyn Monroe being disgusted. If you're 15 and using magic as a social crutch, I guess it might work. Might. As a pro, don't even think about it. I knew a magician who lost a very good steady gig because of this. I don't understand why you would do that at a gig, right? Why you think you got the balls, or you think you have the, what's the word? The chuspa, right? To think that you could get away with that. Michael O'Brien. Yeah, it's definitely creepy. Anything that makes an audience member feel uncomfortable should be removed. If you have to do edgy stuff like this, the magician has to be the butt of the gag. I don't know how you would do that where the magician is the butt of the gag. with this particular context. The audience should be laughing at the silly things happening to you. There's another video that Mike O'Brien did that is quite cringy in my opinion, but to each their own, right? I'm not going to mention a specific video, but I remember watching it and just watching it with douche chills the entire time because the individual was talking about something and social issues and trying to conflate it to magic tricks. And I'm like, we get it, man. I hope she sees this too. I've used the magic to flirt and pick up women. Oh, Chris makes a comeback here to get a kiss from a woman who I've already built rapport with. If it's at a gig, I won't do it. All right. And this, of course, mentions the trick French kiss, which is just the worst trick I've ever seen. I've done an entire video on that particular trick. The shit some of y'all post and debate is hilarious. Thanks for the insightful contribution. Either share your thoughts on this topic or move on. Damn, dude. This is pretty aggressive here. As you'll see, anytime on Magicians Only, there's always going to be some level of conflict. But the thing is that it's done as magicians. So imagine the level of conflict you have to have as a magician. The level of conflict resolution skills you have as a magician. And imagine that on a thread, right? It's never going to amount to anything. You're just going to amount to essentially a circle jerk. And I mean that in the literal sense. Just a bunch of people fapping. We have a rare female sighting here. It says a nasty emoji or a sick emoji. Bad idea, Loserville. Whoa, dude. Whoa, we have an insult. Bad idea, Loserville. I think you could have been a little bit more creative than that. The female makes another appearance here. Says there are magicians in this group who keep popping up to lecture us on how people should feel free to have a laugh at everything and disregard the people who might be offended by the humor, just like the olden days. I don't think that has anything to do with this particular thread. I think she's already pissed at something else here. Magicians who keep, because here it seems like most of the people are against that. And some people say context, right? Obviously context. So I don't know where this came from, but okay. All right. Let's see this one. This is like a long one. If you need a trick to get a kiss, then that's the first issue. Oh, it's not. Okay, never mind. It's just Facebook being dumb when it comes to their thing. But that's the thread there, right? A little bit gross. Let me see if I could even find an example of French kiss, because that trick is possibly the AIDS of card trick. I can't imagine anybody ever actually doing it as initially presented, even though it was created by a very creative individual and Wayne Houchin. But Wayne Houchin, unfortunately, has made a monster in that. Let's see if we could find it. A French kiss card trick. I didn't set up my speakers, by the way. Fuck, I just realized. I didn't set up my speakers here. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hear it. Ben Shapiro says, you're correct. This by Angel is gross. French kiss should be banned. Well, you can't ban it, but I think it should be punishable by death, right? If I was president, first of all, I would fix a lot of things. And second of all, I would enact a law where you cannot do this trick without getting shot. Immediately, it's like that bit with Fred Armisen, where he's pretending to be, I think, a Nicaraguan, some sort of, dictator type character, and he's talking about all the things that send you to jail, right? This would be immediate capital punishment, because it's it's the gayest heterosexual trick I've ever seen in my life, right? Because if you haven't seen it, you have a card in your mouth, they have a card in their mouth, and then you kiss, and then the cards switch places, right? And we have the person that comes up doing it here is Jarek. I was gonna say Derek. But Jarek 120. Let's see. Oh boy. World Magic Review. Let's see. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it, because unfortunately I put the fucking speaker incorrectly. But let's see. Let me smoothly transition to this particular performance. All right. Here we have World Magic Shop. Let's see if you guys can hear it. No, you're not gonna be able to hear it because I'm a retard. So you can kind of see it though, right? We have seems to be Las Vegas. He's doing it with a dude, so I guess that was purposely done so that when you actually realize how creepy this is, you go, no, you can do it, dudes too, right? But let's see if he actually does this the whole way. Let's see if he does it the way you're supposed to do it, to actually initiate the magic, which is, you kind of give him a little pop, right? You pop him in the face. Let's see. Now he just gets close. He just gets close and he does it. You're teasing me, Wayne. You're teasing me. Well, I guess they don't want to show assault on video, right? But then again, Jarek doesn't really give a shit. Jarek doesn't give a fraction of a fuck here. So does he actually... Wait, yeah, he does do a little... No, he just gets uncomfortably close to them. This is in Miami, I think. Looks... No, never mind. Look at that. Oh, and he gets a little pop. Oh, my goodness. He looks like the type of guy to be doing this stuff. Right? The type of slimy dude to be doing this sort of trick. Like, no, come on. You got to kiss me. If you don't kiss me, the trick doesn't work. Right? My fear of that trick is, could you imagine? First of all, you think that you're the type of person to be able to do this trick, right? Which is most magicians, because they think, even though they look at the mirror and they see that they have to put on clothes from big and tall, that they think that they could get away with this sort of stuff, right? And I'm not saying that if you're a skinny, fit magician, you could also get away with it, but you're context, right? Context. So you jack 120, and you get, dick close to a female, and you go, hey, put this card in your mouth. First of all, if she says no, you're fucked, right? Hey, what are you're gonna go around telling more people? No, could you put this card in your mouth, please? No? Oh, well then I can't do the trick. Come on. Right? That's the first mistake that's potential here. The second mistake is, let's say she does decide to put this playing card, which has been in a card box, inside of your fucking disgusting pocket. Lord knows what's in your pocket. Dorito grease, right? Mountain Dew spillage, right? You have a lot of things that are potential in your pocket. Larry Isley says herpes. You could have herpes, right? And you put the card, she puts the card in her, maybe she's disgusting and she puts this playing card in her mouth. And then you go, all right, let me get close to you. All right. And you get fucking close to her. And now you kind of go in for the smooch. Or you get close to her like they do in the performance. And then she fucking backs off. Oh, God. Jesus. You're manufacturing essentially a moment that's going to live in your psyche for the rest of your life. That's what you're doing. You're manufacturing a cringe moment in your life that's essentially, you're going to be 70 and you're going to be calling yourself a word that you can't say on YouTube anymore, right? Without getting banned. You're going to be calling yourself that, as I do many times. I've mentioned this sort of moment that happens all the time when I'm just there washing the dishes and a memory hits my head that reminds me of a cringy time, and then I just call myself a word, the hard F. Guess it works if the girl finds you attractive in the first place. Yes, I believe even, unfortunately, if you are a Daniel Fernandez type, right, I think you can get away with it. But keep in mind the context of these performances. There's a camera crew. You're performing for probably blackout drunk bitches outside of either a mimosa place or at night outside of a dingy bar, right? You're fit. You're showing them a card trick. There's a camera recording them. They just go, at that point, you might as well shoot a porno, right? So the context there is key. If you're just a dude wearing an oversized going out shirt, right, with ill-fitting pants, and you say, hey, let me show you something, you're going to get maced. So, yes, there is a difference, unfortunately, but it's still creepy nevertheless, and it's still something that you shouldn't do. And this is coming from me, right? This is coming from me, where my regard of females is Daniel doing a trick to get his friend a kiss. Well, yeah, I've seen the videos. I have a whole video on Daniel Fernandez, right? I have a whole video. It was one of my first commentary videos. I found it to be one of my better ones. It was definitely great. I think it was on the homeless. So if you look up homeless magic PigCake, that's the video. And I think I have another one talking about Daniel Fernandez because he does a trick for a homeless guy that couldn't care less, right? And I believe he also does a French kiss for a group, if I do recall correctly. Michael Lawrence says, I want to learn the trick where you turn around and then when you turn back, their card is in your mouth. I can't find it anywhere. Do you know where I could learn it? Yes, that is Richard Sanders, I believe, has a great variation on that. Unless you're talking, I'm not sure if you're talking about one where you have your hands like this, you turn around and there's a card in your mouth. I know Nathan Kranzo has a great variation. I forgot what the name of his is, though. But Richard Sanders has one where you turn your back, right, to the participants. You have them pick a card. Your back is turned to the audience. They pick a card behind your back. And then when you turn around, your hands have been this, like behind your back the entire time. Their card is now coming out of your mouth. That's a great trick. But I first saw that done on the Richard Sanders Show DVDs. So that's a great variant of that, where you turn back and the card is in their mouth. Yeah, no, I think you're just, yeah, never mind. Just reading your paragraph again. It's Richard Sanders. But you could find out on the Richard Sanders Show. Did you answer your own question? Michael, you answered your own fucking question. Larry Isley says, is this trick even a real thing in the post-COVID world? Well, in all fairness, right, in the trick, it says you get close to them. You get close, right? You get close to them. And then you show the card. So you have this weird, odd, intimate moment. And then you show the card. It doesn't say you got to kiss them, right? But afterwards, you could solicit a little pop, right? That's the suggestion of the actual trick itself. Those DVDs aren't available anymore. Well, it's the conventional method, right? The standard method. If you're familiar with the lock trick, where you have a locked deck and you riffle through the cards, I believe it's the gimmick card. It's that gimmick flap card. But anything by Richard Sanders is absolute gold. But it's that same little flap card with the short card that when you riffle, it shows them the card. So you have a force, and then when you spread through the deck, their card is gone because it's taped to another one. So it's that same gimmick, but he uses it with the cards behind his back. Brilliant stuff, man. I remember that DVD set. I had the whole set. I still have it in a box there, actually. I think it's there, if I do recall correctly. You should start a magic channel. Don't you think you're kind of doing nice, right? I should do anything other than starting a magic channel. I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by just giving magic to the community. I should make a channel dedicated to anti-magic, to fixing yourself as a magician. Like if you're a magician and you want to become a normal person again. I have some prototypes coming in for my deck, by the way. A little bit of an update on my playing cards. I have prototypes coming in for the deck. I ordered them from Make Playing Cards. Now, here's the thing, right, about Make Playing Cards. I'm always surprised as to the quality of the cards whenever I've ordered from them, to the point where I'm almost tempted, not with this deck, but tempted to come out with the deck that I print with them, because they've come out with crushed stock, they've come out with linen finish, they've come out with a tremendous stock, like finish on the cards, rather linen, like super nice. Like, why don't people fucking make their cards with them? And the process is so simple, it's like seamless. And what's great is that they like fucking helped me out with the deck. So I sent them a thing. It had a mistake. They send me an email and they go, "Hey man, like, you have a little mistake here. Fix it and then just redo it, and we'll get the cards to your way." Oh wow, great customer service. Meanwhile, fucking United States Playing Card Company hasn't gotten back to me. Right, I sent them an inquiry for a quote. They haven't responded back. Cardamundi, I haven't sent them an inquiry yet, but I'm sure it's going to be the same amount of time. Meanwhile, Make Playing Cards, immediately, they hit me up. So I'm like, man, I want to check these cards, but maybe a future deck, I'll print it with them just as a bit, right? Because I could do it easily. I could order from them easily. And if the card stock is not bad, and I could even print a box, why the fuck not? But alas, that's, I think, a personal preference thing. Unfortunately, magicians tend to be very virginy when it comes to the quality of playing cards. Even though you could probably hand them a deck manufactured by MPC, you could probably hand them a deck manufactured by USPC, or US, whatever the fuck, playing card company, and by Cardamundi, and they're not going to be able to determine them. They're going to think that they're all the same shit. Right, but they're very finicky when it comes to that, and the playing card printing process that you partake with the cards. But I'm getting some prototypes of the final deck. Finally, I have the final deck, And from then, we're going to progress with the Kickstarter. So I'm going to start teasing the cards more so coming up. And hopefully, in a coming month, we'll be able to actually launch the campaign and finally get these fucking cards out there. 2019, my friends. 2019, I've had these cards in my fucking I've had them, right? I've had several prototypes, I've had the designs, but little things here or there, and it took a while. You know, people tend to lose priority of stuff, but finally we finished everything. And now if these prototypes are great, the next process is just producing them, and then the shipping process, and then getting up to another deck. So we already have another deck that we're trying to finagle. So we'll see, my friends. But hopefully the missing piece deck is going to be in your hands at some point soon. Another thing that was kind of somebody, I'm trying to remember who, but they sent me a picture. They're like, "Hey, I got your deck on eBay," and it was a deck with a pig on it. I'm like, man, that's not my fucking deck. That's not my deck. So people are on the pig tip when it comes to making playing cards, and that's mine, baby. The pig tip is all mine. Okay, you can't just come out with a pig deck and not think that people are gonna make the connection to the original pig in Magic. Okay, that's not the way things work. So I have to put the deck out there so people stop impeding on my pigness. But hopefully the deck. I don't know if I have the old prototypes here. Usually I did. I think I put them back. Unless they are, no, they're not those. But I'm a huge fan of the deck. Obviously, it's mine, but we'll see if you guys enjoy them when I show you a closer look at the actual deck in a video coming up. Let's see. What motivates every magician to come out with their own deck? Well, a couple things. Number one, money. All right, number one, money. The deck market is huge. People like to buy cards to collect. People like to the manufacturing process now is a lot easier than it was back in the day. So it's not too hard to come out with a deck of cards. So money is also that main motivator, I believe. But I mean, I've always wanted to have something out there. Every time, you grow up with a deck of cards, you kind of wish that one day you could come up with a deck. And for me, it's both of those. I want money, and I want to be able to have a deck of cards that people like, and that people could say, "Oh, look, it's PigCake's deck," right? So that's what I want. But you're right. Yeah, a lot of people do come up with their own deck, and I'm not a fan, as you could see with my deck. The quartz are not people that I care about, right? The regular stock quartz. I don't think I'm ever gonna have a deck where, if you look at the Jack of Spades, it's my fucking teacher from high school. If you look at the Queen of Hearts, it's my girlfriend. Not gonna do that. I hate that. Every deck that does that, I want to put a revolver inside of my mouth. But David Blaine is a fucking King of Spades. Didn't see that coming. No, thank you. But I like the way the deck came out. So hopefully people agree with that. But no, it's not, people just come up with decks now. It's a lot easier, especially now. Look at this. I'm printing out prototypes. All I had to do was go to the website, drag and drop, and I have prototypes that are coming to my house in less than a week. So that's a fucking tremendous jump in technology. Whereas before, it was a nightmare. It was a fucking nightmare. So imagine coming up with cards, and then the playing card company was so strict with the cards that you could come out with. Now it's a little bit more loose. So why not if you have the chance? And especially with Kickstarter, I mean, if you get a little bit of a jump start with Kickstart, then why not? You live in the United States? Yes, I do. Why don't you try on America's Got Talent? Nah, I don't want to. I'm sure I probably could. And then Fool Us. I was thinking of a Fool Us bit. I mentioned this a while ago, that I have an idea for Fool Us, right? And I think it could work out pretty well. But I don't want to. I don't know. Not a fan. But it was a creative exercise, a fun one. I think I've mentioned on a stream before. It's and I know somebody's already done a professional wrestling bit with Fool Us, but the idea that I have, I think, is pretty good when it comes to the performance, right? It's very novel. I think it's interesting. But the fooling aspect, I think I'm still having to work on and finagle because shit, I don't know. I mentioned it, but I don't know if I've gone into details. But if I were to go on Foolus, I already have a plan. That's what I'll say. That's a great idea. AGT straight laced till you make the main stage and then show them Piggy uncensored. Wouldn't that be great? And we had one magician that fooled us in the process. When he got on stage, he just took his wiener out. That's what I would do. I'd just take my dick out on a stage and go, hey, you like that? You like that? Do helicopters. And then immediately get tackled off of stage. At least I get on a headline somewhere, right? Do you find performing on a platform that scale intimidating? I think everyone does, right? If you're going to perform where you're potentially going to be on television. Well, although the thing now is that imagine the fucking difference between TV and something like YouTube and TikTok. It's almost matching in a sense of views, right? You could come out with a video and you get 1 million views, and you could have a TV show that's only watched by fucking 300,000 people. So it's kind of interesting now that TV has switched with media in the form of online content. So being on TV is not as big of a deal as it used to be. I think it's going to make a comeback just because the novelty of it, but it's still interesting. But yeah, obviously it'd be intimidating, but I think it'd be the same with any performance. So you treat it as just any regular old performance. But the idea that I have, I don't know if it would be practical now that I think about it. There's unfortunately there's layers, but Jerry Sadowitz did that a couple weeks ago. Did what, an AGT? Let's see. Include gaff cards, please. So many gaff cards except jokers. You could add them jokers or gaffs or both. I considered that. I considered adding a gaff pack, right? Gentleman Wake had one where it was like a 15 card deck of gaffs. I'm not too inclined on that. I'm not too inclined on a gaff pack with these cards. I don't know if certain people would like it, but I think as a whole, most people wouldn't use them. I don't think people would get them. I think that yes, I could add it as like an extra thing to make some extra cheese on the deck, but I wouldn't be happy with it because most people just never use them, right? Like, oh no, look, it's a you could the Pip jumped from car. Although I did have an idea with a queen. So I was thinking of a queen gaff. But we'll see. I mean, we're only in the prototype phase of it. But I might add that. I might not. But I'm not going to add an entire gaff set. If anything, I'm only going to add a gaff card. Oh, let's go through these comments. But you would be under turf. Does that change things? Yeah, because you have to play by the rules. You have to show the trick to the producers first. But if I were to go on something like Fool Us, it's not like I'm not going to take my dick out, right? But on Fool Us, I have a little idea. I have a good idea that I think would be somewhat fooling because of expectation. 5 different kind of dicks are your channel. 500 girlfriends are your channel. I think that's... One is already way too much, right? They cost a lot. They're loud. They're noisy. When they come back home drunk, you have to hold their hair while they vomit in the toilets. They're a mess. They're a mess. So imagine 500 of those. You think it's going to be like, oh, yeah, man, I'm going to get so much. You're probably not going to get a lot, and especially if their periods sync, right? Could you imagine the same week of just one of these, right? Just this constantly. Like, all right, from 500 at a time. Tigger T says, how do you decide what is a clip playing in the background? Well, the clip is Japanese commercials from the 1980s with a vaporwave filter over them. So that's the clip. And it hasn't changed since I started doing these PigCasts. So that's, I thought of changing it to like different things that are relevant, like Matthew Furman doing street magic. I think that would be funny as fuck, just for some odd reason. But I prefer the Japanese vaporwave, right? Because it's kind of cool. You have like Coke commercials from the 80s in Japan. I love Japanese women. Oh my goodness. They're just so pretty. Their skin is flawless, right? They're just so natural. Look at that. My goodness. Now, they don't have the traditional bodies of what I'm used to here, which is Latin American women, right? But, man, I'm a fan of hair, man. I'm a fan of hair. I'm a fan of faces. I'm a fan of You don't have to have a body, man. Just have good hair. I was gonna say something gross, but I chose not to. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to so you guys could fucking see it. Uh, but yeah, they're vaporwave commercials. I could find myself just watching this, by the way, for the next fucking hour. It might be because I'm autistic. I don't know if I'm autistic. It definitely runs in my family. Let's see. I would buy them from the collector point of view. Yeah, that's the thing that I was mentioning earlier. A lot of people buy cards to collect. It's a massive market, and it's something that I keep being surprised by. But people buy cards, they collect them. It's a whole big thing, and why not take advantage of that market and make some cash and give people some stuff? You know, give people some playing cards. Cameron Ken says, would you? Okay, would you could on a stage? Would you could in a cage? Would you could on a ship? Would you could high on a spiff? Thank you for that nice, eloquent piece of poetry. A piece of bacon a day keeps the bad magic away. There you go. And by bacon, I'm sure you mean some good old fashioned pig cake flavored bacon, which I imagine would probably, let's see, it would probably taste like Cloud by Ariana Grande. I've been putting on perfumes as of late. Let's see, the celebrity magician. Yes, the one and only celebrity magician. I should just replace this and not make a mention of it. That's a hot one. My favorite line of all time. How do you earn right now? Like I started a channel, but like on getting viral or something, how much can you earn from YouTube? Nothing. On YouTube, unless you're making millions of views every video, you're making peanuts. And even if you have 1 million views per video, obviously most of that ad revenue is going to go to YouTube. So where you get money from YouTube is sponsorship deals. You could get sporadic freelance work, as I have. You could use it as an advertisement tool. But I think people delude themselves when they think that they can make money straight up off of YouTube. It's very rare. The people that make a lot of money on YouTube, it's imagine the chances, by the way, are ridiculous, because let's say you do have a video that goes viral, chances are your channel's not monetized, right? So let's say you get 1 million views on a video for some odd reason, not you still have to apply to monetization, so you have to be monetized. There's a lot of factors that have to contribute that, but from YouTube I make peanuts, and I've been doing this on YouTube for 6 years now. Great. I've recently started doing shorts, and I've gotten a good influx of views, but that's not going to translate to any ad because there's no ads playing on the fucking shorts, so it's irrelevant. But at least it's getting a couple different eyes on a channel, which is always good. But YouTube is a cesspool for that. It's very difficult to make money, and you have to consistently get a lot of views in order to do it. And also the ads count, right? So the type of ads tend to count. So you see that the people that make the most, even if they're not making a lot of views, are the finance bros, are the ones that are likely, the views of the people that are likely to invest in the ads, right? So a channel like this, what ads are you getting? You're getting ads for fucking video games, for mobile games. Whereas for like a finance bro, you're getting ads for real estate. You're getting ads for, financial programs. You're getting ads for credit cards. You're getting ads for things that actually pay out well. So the quality of ads also makes a difference. So for Magic, yeah, it's a little rough. Blackpool again next year, maybe. I'm still rehabbing my asshole from the massive IRS payment I just made in the past week, and going back and forth with my accountant and going on the IRS website and fucking figuring that out has been another point of stress in my fucking life, and the anger of getting into an argument with my friend as that he has the argument of the necessity of the IRS. I've recently gotten my butthole turned from this to this by the IRS, so I'm obviously anti-IRS, and that also compounds to the stress. And then I get a late fee on top of all that. It's just a little bit of salt, right? Just a little bit of salt on the fucking the soup. I actually got to check right now and see if everything's squared up, because Lord knows they're so efficient when it comes to their processes, and now they're going to become more efficient, hopefully, with an influx of new employees and funding. And We'll see next year. So I don't know if Blackpool is a little bit expensive. Luckily, I went for work. I went and it was covered mostly by Illusionist as I was doing work for them. And I don't think I'm going to have that ability next year. So we'll see. Depends on certain characteristics. Probably depends on the deck. Right? If the deck does well, then yeah, I'll be heading to Blackpool. What about a collab with Craig Petty? I did a video with Craig. I was fucked up. He interviewed me, but it was part of his Magic Rants. So he did Magic Rants, and unfortunately, he took all the Magic Rants off of YouTube, and I was a Magic Rant. So we talked about Magic, we talked about a lot of stuff, and he took my video down, which I'm kind of upset at. But honestly, it's for the better because I was fucked up during that interview. I decided to drink, I think, Four Loko pregame. I had like 2 of those and some fucking what do you call this, rum, and boy, by the end of that, oh shit! You know what? I'm glad he took it out because I was slurring. I was out here like, "Hey man," like just So I was fucked up doing that particular interview. But I'm a fan of Craig. I met him in Blackpool. We talked about some stuff. Just very, his head is screwed on right. I know that he gets a lot of criticism, but it's from magicians, so what does that matter? But I enjoyed talking to Craig. We ran into each other a couple of times. I saw him in the Blackpool McDonald's. McDonald's in Blackpool. I've already talked about England and their fucking diet. And the McDonald's there are pathetic. I was talking to a friend of mine about McDonald's in Paris. Right? And he's like, yeah, they're cool because they have all these other things. McDonald's in England, you have like 2 new things. You have 2 things that we don't have. And your sandwiches are this big. Your burgers are this big. Where's the beef? That's a dated reference. If you get that, you are either a hipster or above the age of 40. So let me know if you get that reference. Does interacting in a chat count for anything? I've heard that liking the video and commenting is engagement. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of behind the scenes bullshit when it comes to YouTube and interaction and shit they don't let you know about. They pretend to. If you go to your YouTube channel and check out your creator dashboard, they're always like, these are the things that affect the algorithm. No, it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because I've looked up videos for myself, right? I've looked up videos on my channel. And whenever I search for videos in incognito mode, even if I search my exact title, I still have to scroll to find my fucking video. So, for example, the other day I was looking for, I forgot what the actual title of the video was. Larry Isley says Clara Peller. Yeah, there you go. I can tell your age. Dating yourself there, my friend. Or you're a hipster like this guy. But as far as, I have to scroll to find the exact title that I put. So I looked up a title. I looked up something similar to my title. Nothing came up. I looked up the exact title. Nothing came up. I looked up the exact title, PigCake. My video came up like 5th on the YouTube thing. So they do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, which makes it really hard for your stuff to be searched. I know because my asshole has been engorged by whatever they're doing. And it's kind of annoying because it should come up. If I'm looking the exact title verbatim, it should come up until I put PigCake. That's when it comes up. And it's not even like it was a popular title from what I remembered. But I'm sure that has an effect on something. Do you do giveaways? I've done giveaways before. Haven't done one in a bit. Haven't had the need for it or haven't had the thing to give up yet. I think all the card companies that used to send me cards to review, they've stopped. So usually they would only send maybe like 1 or 2 decks. So I don't know if that would be worth it to send out. But maybe, who knows? Maybe I might do one with this upcoming deck that I'm coming out with. When I'm practicing by myself, I do Matthew Furman delivery style sometimes. That's hysterical. Hi, can I show you something? No? All right, better luck next time. All right? Like if you watch those Street Magic videos. I mean, kudos to him for putting out people saying no, like no thank you. But that's on the internet for everyone to see forevermore. This one here says, I've been watching your videos for years. I love them. Thank you, Jibba Jabba. I appreciate that. Tigger T says, as an American, I don't know what they're selling, but I want to buy it. says Tigger T. I think you're referencing McDonald's. When does my deck come out? Well, I was talking earlier about how right now I'm getting the prototypes for the deck. And hopefully with that, I could start the actual Kickstarter soon. So I could actually mess those up. Now, I didn't want to go through Kickstarter. I didn't. Unfortunately, I think I have to for this first deck. But the next ones, I'm going to see if I can do pre-sale. So that's how I'm going to try to do it. But as far as that, that's the stream, my friends. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching this hotness. That is the stream. I apologize profusely, right? Because I know that even though it's me, it's still a waste of your time. Because let's think about it. We talked about magic more so than anything, right? But apart from that, make sure to, I don't know, be here for the next one. Next Wednesday, 11 Eastern Time in Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern Time in Pacific. Did we cover all the topics? Yes, we did. I think that's a good one. As always, Nancy Pelosi is partaking in insider trading.